Welcome to part 4 of my 5-part series of videos entitled A Guide to Switching to Linux Elementary OS Edition. In this video, I'll be going over installing software on Elementary OS. So now, most of your software on Elementary OS is going to come from the App Center, which is basically like the App Store for Elementary OS. However, if you actually browse through it for the first time, you'll notice that there isn't a whole lot of selection of software. Well, in this video, I'm also going to share with you a few little tips and tricks you can use that will maximize the software that's available to you. But without further ado, let's get right into it.
Alright, so as mentioned in the introduction of this video, the App Center is where you're going to be getting most of your software on Elementary OS from. So now, before I go over actually installing software, I'm going to first go over installing updates, since I think that's an important related thing. And as you can see, we get a lot of updates here, since this is a fresh install of Elementary OS, and I've done almost nothing to it yet, aside from setting it up after installing it and doing part 3 of this series, which is navigating the desktop. But anyway, all I have to do here, from in the App Center, under the Install tab, if there are updates, we just click Update All, and then it's going to go update all our apps. So now this will take a while, so I'll speed this up. Okay, by the looks of it, we've got most of our updates installed. However, it looks like the OS didn't get all of them. So I'm going to go click Update All again, and see if it gets the rest of them installed. Alright, now all our updates seem to be installed, so now we can close out of this. And actually, I'm not sure why I did that, because I actually want to show you how to install software from here. So now let's actually look for something related to Office. We can see that there's actually not a lot in here, but I'm going to pick this Notes Up app, which is a free app. You can see a description of the app here on the apps page, and from here you just click the free button and it'll go install it. And then once it's installed, you can open it up from here or from your applications menu. And Notes Up is right here. There it is. There's the application. We can make a new note here and do whatever you want with it. Now if you want to uninstall an application, all we have to do is just click uninstall and it'll go uninstall. And now I'm going to show you what to do with a paid app, say Agenda. We've actually got a $sign here. That's the developer's suggested price. We can actually set our own price if we want to give the developer more. Or you could even say 0 if you just want to test this out before actually making a financial commitment to it. Or you're like me and you're just doing this for demonstration purposes and you don't actually plan to use the app in the long term. And then we can just click pay $0 and it'll go install. And of course, if you actually wanted to pay the developer, then you'd also punch in your credit card information, which I'm not going to do in this video for obvious reasons. But anyway, same principle. The application shows up in our App Center right here, and there you go. And to uninstall the app, same principle, just click uninstall, and there you go. So now, as mentioned before, there isn't a whole lot of selection in the App Center, but we can fix that. Alright, so what we're going to do is open up Terminal here, and then type flatpak remote-add --if not exists flathub https://flathub.org/repo/flathub.flatpak-repo, and then hit enter, and then we actually need to give it authentication here. There you go. And now let's close out of Terminal. Alright, then what you're going to do is open up your web browser and head over to flathub.org. And this is basically like another app store for Elementary OS. So what you can do here is get a piece of software we like, say Firefox. What you're going to do is just copy this command and then go to your applications and then Terminal and then paste it in there. And if it asks you this, I would say get it from FlatHub, which is where you're installing the application from, which in this case is 1. And then do we want to proceed with the installation? Yes, we do. And then it'll go install your application. Alright, now that the application is installed, we have it right in our application menu. There we go. And if you ever want to remove an application installed this way, you can just go to your Installed tab and then find the application from within there. It'll probably be all the way at the bottom. And then click uninstall. And actually, for some reason, other apps that are on FlatHub, like GIMP, will show up here once you install an application from it through the command line once. I'm really not sure why that is, but whatever. If an app on FlatHub that you want doesn't show up there, same principle, just run the command that's on the application's FlatHub page, if you know what I mean. And if you ever want to remove an app that you installed through FlatHub via the command line, same principle of copying and pasting the command on the application's FlatHub page, except you're going to replace install with remove. But anyway, now I'm going to show you how to get software from .deb files. Now this kind of software is software that you downloaded from the web, like, for example, Google Chrome is one of the rare pieces of software that you do this with. Now, you want to avoid this whenever possible because applications installed from the web aren't curated, so you're more prone to getting Linux viruses that way. But if you trust the application to be safe, especially if it's a well-known one like Google Chrome, you should be fine. So now this is one of the rare instances where you would go to the publisher's website, just like you would on Windows. And now we're on the Google Chrome download page, so we just click download Chrome, and then we're gonna select the deb file. Now it says for Debian/Ubuntu. Ubuntu is what Elementary OS is based on, so that should work on Elementary OS as well. And then for some reason it didn't start automatically, so we're gonna start it manually. There we go. And then once that's downloaded, it'll show up in our downloads folder. Now if you actually open this up and you go to open with, you'll notice that Elementary OS doesn't really have a way to handle .deb files by default. Now we can fix that by going to the App Center and getting an app called 𝚑𝚘𝚘, and you don't actually have to go to the application's page in the App Center. You can just click the button from here on the search page, and then the developer of this suggests $5. I would actually encourage donating to this if this is something that you would actually use. It's good to support these open source projects. However, in my case, I'm actually gonna put in 0 just because I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes and I don't plan to actually use this in real life. Now, for some reason, it doesn't actually recognize it when you open a .deb file with 𝚑𝚘𝚘. I don't know why, but another way to get to that is you just go from your applications menu. And then what we're gonna do is open a .deb file from here, then go to downloads, and then our Google Chrome stable is right there, so we just click open, and then we can open more files by clicking on this folder icon. But anyway, we just click install, and it'll install all the ones that we've imported. Alright, then once it's finished, we can just close out of 𝚑𝚘𝚘, and then it'll show up Google Chrome, the application that we've installed. I'm going to not make this my default browser, or send usage statistics and crash reports to Google. It's not like Google would be interested in what I'm doing here anyway, since I'm literally just about to uninstall this, in my case, but there you go. That's an application sideloaded via a deb file. Now, if you want to remove an application installed via a .deb file, it's pretty much the reverse of what you did to install it. You just open up that deb file in 𝚑𝚘𝚘 and then click uninstall. And just like when we install it, we need to authenticate to uninstall, and then we'll go uninstall, and then once it's done, giving it a check mark, we can close out of it, and then Google Chrome is gone. So now one nice thing about 𝚑𝚘𝚘 is that we can actually automatically load everything that we have in our downloads folder. So if you have a few .deb files in your downloads and you just want to install all of them at once, just pop them in your downloads folder, hit that, and then install. But anyway, it looks like we are done with this video. If you have more tips and tricks on how to even further maximize the software available to you on Elementary OS, please leave them in the comments below.
And that concludes my tutorial on how to install software on Elementary OS. So thanks for watching. If you liked this video, found it was helpful, hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment.